Hello, how's everybody doing today? It's Dev Melvin, and today I'm just going to do a Transistor first impressions, first look. What do I think of the game? This game was just released on
Everyone loved it.
February 2nd, I like to say, first Tuesday of the
Everyone
month.
accepted them.
That was yesterday. Just downloaded it yesterday. Due to personal reason, I wasn't able to play it until I woke up this morning. But regardless, who gives a fuck about me? I'm gonna shut my face for a second here and let you look at this amazing, amazing cutscene to give you an idea of the art style. Be right back.
When you speak, I hear silence. Every word a defiance. I can hear, oh, I can hear. Think I'll go where it suits me. Moving now to the country. With everyone, oh everyone, before we all become
Okay,
Where?
I have to change my pants because of how beautiful her singing voice is. Hopefully you guys express and share and kind of get into the artsy style of the game. I mean, sure, it's not exactly what most people like. You won't see 10-year-old COD gamers converting their religion to this game, but damn it, I think you guys should give it a try. It really works on you. Let's talk about the voice talent. Voice talent is fan-freaking-tastic for
She's hurt.
whatever
She's
lack of it there is, considering the main
Thank you.
exposition you get from the game is from your sword, which is essentially Cloud Strife's sword. Let's face it, it looks exactly like it.
Could use
You
your
can
help.
bite me, that's where it came from,
I
that's
know
where
this
the
looks bad.
inspiration for it was. I don't care what you say.
Just take your
Regardless,
time.
his voice is very well done in my opinion. When he's confused, you can
Little help
tell
here.
he's confused. When he's scared, you're shitting bricks yourself because you understand and you can somehow relate to the character development within the sword when he's scared. And I think that's beautiful and a actual good design, like a good sign that you know what you're doing with game design. Uh, Art style is fantastic. It's curious. It
Hey, say
makes you
something already.
curious. You want to play
Say
through it.
something.
You're going to want to try and... You can
Oh
even
no.
vote on the color of the sky. Doesn't have anything to do with art, I know. But I just wanted to include that because I thought that was fucking awesome. That you can vote for a green
She's here.
sky. You could
Look
vote
who it
whether
is.
you wanted like
Hello again, son.
lasagna, fucking, having fish fillet or whatever the hell was on there. Boss battles are well done. They're
Lost your damn
challenging.
mind.
They give me pardon me. They give me nostalgic moments from the Final Fantasy series. Even the name seems like something the Final Fantasy would come from. Now, I guess you could kind of argue that this feels like a Final Fantasy clone. I mean, it's set up and looked exactly like it, with a few exceptions due to its art style and storyline, but you can also argue at the same time
She must have felt bad.
that, it's trying to do its own thing,
She's
but
back.
it's trying to incorporate the things that made Final Fantasy great and try to integrate it with things that made like Grim Fandango very good, and try to initiate it and try to make a fucking killer blockbuster baby out of it. But let's talk about the combat system. Much like Final Fantasy, it's not a turn-based per se, but there is a way to use your turn, which essentially you could slow down time, where you can initiate and it's exact your attacks with certain precision that you can't normally get, as you see right here. and the enemies are usually unable to attack you in this mode. The one flaw of this being is you need a 5-second cooldown before you can use any of your attacks, so it kind of teaches you to use it sparingly and be very, very careful of what you do. What I also liked about this game was the fact that I hadn't run into any bugs in the 3 hours of my playing, and I haven't even beat the game. People can argue I can't talk, but those people are what I like to call wrong, because if I don't see a bug in 3 hours, there's like a 77% chance. Yeah, that's right, 77%. Booyah, I'm going in. 77% chance I won't see any bugs at all. I just absolutely love that because it really takes you out of the immersion. In the description of this game, it's supposed to be an RPG, sort of like Skyrim and Fallout. If you aren't aware what an RPG is, it's a role-playing game, which is supposed to immerse the person into this character. Now, I don't initially feel that Red is that Dovahkiin or the Vault Dweller or anything like that. I'm just saying that it's for an RPG game with no glitches. I gotta say that's pretty fruitless and very, very rare. Or that's not. Those are antonyms. Pardon me, getting slurred. It's very rare to find an RPG that is not always buggy and laggy and glitchy, sort of like Skyrim was. I gave that a 10 out of 10, but did I argue there was no glitches in it? Absolutely not. However, the character herself is rather bland, and as mysterious as she is, there's not initial, like, you don't really want to know what happens, because, let's face it, the story mode, with people who stole your voice, you're trying to hunt down those people and exact revenge, which is already kind of stupid within itself, if you can argue creative, but I just didn't feel that she was. I think she was only in the game to strengthen the male audience by showing this female character with a sword, similar to that of Bayonetta or Ivy from the Soul Calibur series, who, let's face it, I don't give a hell if you're a feminist, you're gonna agree with me now that Ivy was only in that fucking game for tits. Okay, I respect females and I respect female rights, but Ivy's name should have been Tits, because there was like, I wish I could put a screenshot in right now just to describe to you guys, but imagine triple D's, not double D's, because double D's are for fucking impubescent girls compared to her. She had the biggest boobs I've ever seen in my life. You can use them as bouncy castles, separately. And, sorry, I'm just thinking about the boobs. What was I talking about again? Sorry, anyway. She's a good character, don't get me wrong. I mean, she looks good, as creepy as it sounds, she sounds good. She hums and she sings with goddamn beautifulness, but there's not much intrigue or incentive to get to know her, as most people won't. As I would just, if I was a female who was trying to immerse myself, I would just imagine that I was making my own story, where I was just some redheaded chick that fucking saw Carrie one too many times and took a giant cloud strife sword and went around slaughtering the internet. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna make a video game out of that. That sounds fucking great, eh? I'm gonna call up Machinima and IGN right now. Fuck it, I'm gonna call Steven Larson. They're gonna fund this shit. It's gonna be called Carrie 2.0. I love it. It's a fantastic name. Probably get sued by Stephen King. Whatever. So let's talk about the things I don't like. What I do not like about this game is, other than the boss fights, there's a high potential for spammability. You can spam the... I forget what it's called. Man, it sounds so unprofessional. When you slam... I don't know, I'm just going to describe it to you because I don't fucking know. By the way, the menus are very un-noob friendly. So you can see here, I'm like stumbling around trying to figure out how the hell this thing works, like my first day in sex ed. Have no idea where anything goes. Totally confused if I'm supposed to do this or am I doing it properly. But that was just perfect metaphor. Back to what I was saying before, which I have totally forgotten. So you know what? The spam, or I was talking about spamability. Spamability is, it's high other than the boss battles who adapt to the way you fight. you need to kind of switch it up to survive. The loading screens right here are fantastic, by the way. They include cutscenes and shit. The spam ability, you could go through all the way up to the boss fight, just smashing square. Just smash that bitch. Okay, just smash that ground pounder or whatever you want to call it. That causes the shockwave. You can just spam that for days. Alright, even on the bosses you can spam that for days. Alright, because the spam is scurry. Really scurry. But I like, overall, do I think this game's worth your money? Absolutely. Especially if you got PlayStation Plus, you get it for free. You know what I like more than expensive, overpriced, high budget games? Free under budget games. Because even if they suck, I don't lose anything. I already paid for the subscription. I'm paying so I can play Assassin's Creed Unity and, God praise me for saying its name, Destiny Online. But do I think it's a Final Fantasy clone? No. Because I think there's just way too much originality and difference within both combat, storyline, and just overall creativeness to be even considered the Final Fantasy regarding, sorry, I don't know, I'm on crack today and can't stutter my can't say my words properly. But other than the sword and a few similarities, you're not gonna feel like this is a Final Fantasy game unless you want it to. So overall, my first overall real look at the game. It's a good game. I suggest you get it. My name is Dev Melvin. I'm the fucking merc with the mouth. I hope you have a good day and happy Wednesday.